What's up, horror fam?
You know what time it is. Let's get into this. All right, what's up, horror fam?
What's up, everybody?
Got Ryan and JT back on the microphone.
Back at it again.
Wickety.
Yeah, I've been watching some Beastie Boy stuff.
Yeah.
Two MCs and no DJ.
Yeah, yeah. Not very good ones, though, but hey.
Well, you know,
we're
here.
Jinx.
It's what you got. That's what you got. So, but
whether you want it or not, it's what you're getting.
What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining us, man. Freaking feel like it's been forever, even though it's only been, I guess, technically 2 weeks.
2 weeks?
Feels like it. I'm telling you, I've been busy as hell. Work's been really crazy for some reason.
You just play busy.
I know. Well, it's getting ready to get busier, so you know it's that time of year for us.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I'm such a slacker. I haven't even started pulling Halloween stuff out yet. I don't know what's going on with that.
Hey, man, it is.
It's coming
though.
Actually, once we get done here today, I'm going to pull some vehicles out of the shop.
I'm going to pull out once you get out of here.
Pull out. Next weekend is usually when it all goes up, you know. And I'm going to be gone all day Saturday, so my wife is kind of pissed at me because I'm going to make her work all day Sunday.
Are you going to Jam Saturday?
October 1st. Yeah, so I'm going out to Illinois, going to hang with the LUNATIC boys, do some jamming. Actually, have been in talks with a really good friend of mine. I'm going to sit down with all of them and get their blessing. I think we're going to set up a show. You may see a fairly decent-sized metal show with LUNATIC headlining probably in the next couple months.
Ooh.
So we'll see what happens, and it'll be, if I can make it work, if I can make it work, it'll be in the St. Louis area. So
hell, fucking yeah.
So yeah,
it'll,
we'll see what happens. I got to get all my ducks in a row, so. Probably shouldn't have said anything, but I said it because I want it.
Speak it into fruition.
I miss playing shows with these guys, man. They're just so professional at what they do, and
that's why he loves doing this podcast.
I just can't do it. I just can't wait.
We're so.
And that's why I like hanging out in this podcast too, because we're so professional.
So professional. Listen to our professional voices.
Smooth jazz.
Oh, shit. So
now, I have been trying to get myself in the swing of things.
I was going to say, have you started watching your horror movies?
I went and saw a couple horror movies.
Yeah.
I just kind of, on a whim, went and saw The Nun 2.
Oh, cool. Did you like it?
And I didn't like it as much as I did the first one. But it was a good movie.
Okay,
good movie.
Okay.
I'm kind of weird. I'm not like the rest of the horror community. I absolutely love the first Nun movie.
Right.
Most people don't like it, but for some reason that movie just hit me,
Well, have you seen?
And I just really dig it.
Have you seen Talk to Me?
Yes. So that was the other one I was going to tell you about.
Okay, cool.
I watched Talk to Me. I think last weekend. I watched it. And it was really good.
Thank you.
That movie is, I feel like it hit a lot of those things that the horror community's been missing.
I liked it a lot.
It was really good. The way they did the seance scenes and the I want to say monsters, but if you haven't seen it, I don't want to give you too much about it.
Dude, the way
the spirits, the interaction between the actors, very, very well made movie.
I hear some people talking.
I'm pretty impressed with it.
Not a lot, but I've heard some people like, "Oh, this is just a waste of time." I'm like, huh?
Yeah. I could see somebody saying that, but you got to put yourself in the right frame of mind when you're going to watch this movie. This movie is all about paranormal, seance, We'll throw some Possession in there.
And it's an Australian film.
Yeah. This movie, it's funny. There were some scenes on it that were very reminiscent of, remember old boy Tim Robbins when he did Jacob's Ladder?
Yes.
There were some scenes in this film that were very reminiscent of Jacob's Ladder.
Yeah, see?
Which,
and like,
The
Purge.
Fucking...
I'm going to turn that down. But anyways,
Ryan's gonna purge his butthole over there.
But no, I've heard some people say, "Oh, this," and I'm like, okay. I mean, everyone's got their opinion, which is cool. For me, like you said, I love the way I love the concept. First of all,
yeah,
not gonna go into what's in it, but I love the concept of the movie, and I actually really like the kind of the brutality of some of the
Yeah.
Man, really, my wife, put it this way, my wife watches, she watches horror all the time with me. She is like, I'm not watching this anymore. She's like, this is
too much for me.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, there was definitely some pretty harsh stuff going on in this movie, and
I liked it a lot.
I liked it, dude.
I tell you what.
I so bad I want to get a hold of one of these fucking hands now.
Funny you say that.
Just for a prop.
There's a guy and I will find him because he's on. I believe he was posting him on Land of the Creeps page.
Oh, sweet!
He's making.
Shout out to Land of the Creeps.
He's making some.
Nice.
He made one and it sold real quick.
Yeah.
So now he's making some more. I think so. I'll try to find it.
Yeah, I think it would be a cool little prop
right
to
here.
have. Yeah,
we'll set it right here.
That'd be cool.
But yeah, man, I watched that, and then so I actually went through and I was trying to find some stuff that I haven't either I haven't seen or I haven't watched in an extremely long time. And when I say extremely, I'm talking about 15 plus years probably.
Yeah. Okay.
So I watched
Gotcha.
Night of the Creeps.
Oh.
And holy shit,
hell
dude,
yeah.
that movie has
fucking the man Tom Atkins.
It's packed full of horror actors and actresses.
Yeah.
And packed full of horror, I want to say throwbacks, but it's not really a throwback because that was made in that time.
In that time frame.
So I seen coming from a person who probably hadn't seen it, since I was a kid. And I seen all this stuff in it now that I can appreciate so much more. I was like, this is really fucking cool. There was so much in it and then I watched another movie too that I haven't seen, and I'm surprised I haven't seen it. I believe it came out in 2012, I want to say. But it's called The Apparition.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
That was really
That's
good
a decent
too.
movie.
I like that one.
Yeah.
So I've been trying to find some obscure things I haven't seen or haven't seen in a very long time, and those two popped up. I started watching those, and I'm like, damn. But yeah, Night of the Creeps was really cool for me.
Yeah, that's a cool film.
Just a lot of, like you said, actors.
God, I haven't watched that in a long time, dude.
I'm telling you, I completely forgot about all the shit. But I probably haven't seen that since I was fucking 12 years old.
Wow.
Hell, I don't even know, dude. I'm so old now. Speaking of that,
weeks ago.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you,
buddy.
Thank you. Yeah. Now I'm really old.
How's 29 feel?
29 feels pretty damn good. I'm afraid to hit 30.
Yep.
God, I'd kill to be 30 again.
Oh,
shit.
Yeah, buddy. It's all right. You got the heart of a 12-year-old. So.
Yeah, probably the mind of one too.
That keeps you young, brother.
Yeah.
Keeps you young.
Yeah. God, there was something. Oh, so new movie hit Hulu the other last night. No, sorry, Friday night, and it was called No One Will Save You.
Oh, I've seen the previews for that.
And I went in and watched that movie. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it.
Okay.
Just so you'll see where I'm coming from.
I've seen the preview, so
okay.
I know kind of what you're talking about.
This, if you guys don't want to hear this, just skip ahead about a minute because it's not going to take very long. But there is absolutely zero dialogue in this entire movie.
Really?
There's not one word spoken the entire movie.
Oh, shit.
But I was intrigued all the way to the end. It was a very well-made movie. It was about a woman that she lives, out in the middle of nowhere. Mm-hmm. And she goes to town occasionally, but even the interaction she has in town, there's no words spoken between anybody, It's really bizarre, but very cool movie though. Very cool movie. It was definitely worth a watch. So if you get a chance, go check that out. No One Will Save You.
I started to watch Natty Knox.
Dude, I forgot all about that movie. I was looking for something the other day to watch. And
it's on Tubi. I started to watch it, but I didn't get very far. It's it's all right.
Yeah. Of course, on my birthday, I usually always watch Salem's a Lot.
I was gonna say, have you started watching any of your Halloween movies to get you?
Yesterday, and it was funny. We went out to lunch with some friends of ours yesterday, and was gone most of the day. Got back home last night, and last night it was funny. Of all things, I was flipping through, I don't know, one of the streaming services, and I was in their Halloween section, and all of a sudden they had all these Bob's Burgers episodes show up. And there's a Bob's Burger episode that I just absolutely love. It is called The Haunting. And so anyway, I watched that, and my wife really likes that show too, so she's into it. So I watched that, and it's a cool episode. It's funny. All of their episodes are funny. But and then after I watched that, then I watched the old Disney version of Legend of Sleepy Hollow.
Oh yeah.
And now I'm stoked. I want to start pulling Halloween shit out. Start working on stuff.
Oh shit.
But I did have a nightly visitor last night that you guys, if you guys have listened to the show, you know that I am deathly afraid of spiders. Absolutely cannot stand them. And this has been the week from hell for me for spiders. First of all, I walked out of my house like last weekend or something because I smoke. So I stepped out on the porch to smoke, and as I was stepping out the door, I saw something scurry on the threshold of the house, and I'm like, what the hell? And when I shut the door, this fucking big ass spider comes out, and I swear to God, this thing was probably close to the diameter of a tuna can. And it just stood there on the threshold staring at me. I'm going to tell you right now, after I got done shitting my pants, I took off my shoe, and I hit this thing so freaking hard it disintegrated. And then we get to last night. So last night, it's, I don't want to say it was storming, but there was thunder and lightning, and it was raining, but it wasn't raining real hard, and I stepped out on the porch to smoke, and I'm standing out there for a minute or so, and there's a garage right beside my front door, garage door, and I look over, and I'm like, what in the fuck is that? Hanging, walking on the eave of the garage door, a fucking tarantula. And so I told Ryan this story, and he was like, he goes, they don't get that big. So I took a picture of this thing and I sent it to him. And the first thing he said when he opened the fucking picture was, holy fuck.
Yeah, that fucking...
It's like the biggest fucking spider I've ever seen in my life.
You should put the picture up in here.
Dude, I'm going to post one of these pictures up on here because deathly afraid of spiders. This thing was fucking massive.
It's every bit about that big.
It looked like a fucking Halloween decoration sitting there.
It fucking did, for real.
Oh, my God.
And just so you guys know, if you don't know, we're in Missouri, so we the Missouri tarantula doesn't get that big. They're usually like fucking, this big around.
Yeah, this thing was
thing is
fucking size of my head.
Easy. Yeah.
No, it wasn't quite that big. I've got a big head.
I guarantee you that thing spread its...
But it was every bit the size of my hand. I mean, it was, oh my God. But anyway, you guys will see the picture if you're watching the video.
It's fucking funny.
So now my life is completely fucking ruined. I can't, I've got so much anxiety about it. I had to start smoking pot again. No, just kidding.
Yeah.
I've got so much anxiety about it. I can't walk in and out of my house now without fucking looking down the wall and making sure there's nothing going to fucking fall on me.
Jesus.
I'm a mess.
Honestly, though, I'm not really scared of spiders, but that's a big fucking spider.
Holy
dude.
shit.
Like, huge. When the spider casts a shadow down the fucking side of the fucking
down the side of the house.
You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it was massive.
That's a big-ass spider.
Massive.
I have never seen a tarantula in Missouri naturally that was that big.
Yeah, I mean, this thing looked like something that somebody would have for a fucking pet. I mean, it was... I was afraid to hit it with my shoe. It was funny. I pulled out, I've got this can of spider spray, and I'd never used it before, and I'm like, man, surely this stuff sprays a stream, like 6 feet or something.
He thought he was going to have his
that.
John Goodman moment.
And so I walk out on the porch, and I open it, and I sprayed a little bit of it. Yeah, it sprays out a fog about, 8 or 10 inches, and I'm like, son of a bitch. So I got close enough to this thing to fucking hose it down with the spray. And don't hate me, people. But I literally turned the spider white. And he fucking turned around and licked the fucking poison off his leg and told me to fuck off.
He's like, what's up, bitch?
I was just like,
what's this? That's all you got?
I'm going back in the house. My wife, who, she always tells me I'm exaggerating about sizes of spiders and shit. And when I stuck my head back in the door, I was like, honey, you got to come see this. And she's like, what? I'm like, just put your shoes on and come on. I didn't even want to tell her, because if I told her it was a spider, she'd be like, whatever. I'm like, you got to come out here. She walked out the door, and my wife hardly ever cusses. She comes out the door, and I pointed at it, and she was like, holy fuck. And I'm like, she's like, what is that? I said, I'm pretty sure it's a tarantula. And she's like, you need to kill that thing. I'm like, I'm not getting close to that thing. It'll take my shoe away from me and beat me with it.
Pull the fucking 12 gauge out.
No shit.
Blast that son of a bitch.
Oh my God, it was fucking horrible.
Hilarious.
But anyway, I sprayed his ass down, and that didn't seem to affect him, so I went back in the house, and he left. I don't know where he went.
He said he left. He's just pissed off.
Yeah. I'm hoping he packed his bags and went back to the woods.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But anyway, so that's been my week.
Nice.
Fucking of all things, a spider.
Oh, Jesus. Ooh. The daddy of spiders.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that's not what we're talking about tonight. Tonight we got a cool little episode about a haunted place in Missouri. And this place, passionately called House on the Hill by the natives of the area. But it is it's the Beattie or the Beattie?
Beattie.
The Beattie
like Warren Beatty.
The Beattie Mansion in St. Joseph, Missouri. And just to give you a quick little rundown of what this is built in 1845, or is it 1854?
1854
by Armstrong and Eliza Beattie. Armstrong was a businessman and pretty shrewd guy, one of those business guys that are kind of, short to the point.
Yeah, like most of them.
But he was also kind of a political guy. So, which also got him to be, the mayor 5 different terms for St. Joseph. He was the mayor 5 different terms, St. Joseph. He's also the first banker in St. Joseph.
That's cool.
Yeah, so just giving you kind of a brief description of these folks.
So it's really weird. So this guy built this house before he even became the mayor.
Mm-hmm.
And they call it the Beattie Mansion, but by today's terms, it's not really a mansion. I forgot to look up how big this place was. It's pretty good size.
It was originally just one wing.
Right, and they built a second wing onto it.
Mm-hmm.
But the house was built in 1854. He did not become mayor of St. Joseph until 1857.
Right.
So he actually built this house before he became mayor.
Yeah, he was like the first.
And then after he became mayor, he let the city pay for the renovation. No, probably. I don't know.
Probably so.
Probably though.
So, and then, like I said, he was the mayor for he was a 5-time mayor there. He was a pretty, I don't want to say, he was an important figure in the city. I don't want to say an upstanding. He was but he was a very important figure. He kind of ruled the roost there.
Yeah.
As
most mayors do.
Right.
Think about the mayor from New York City in Ghostbusters.
Well, not only that, but he was the first banker, so he was one handling all these people's money. Right. Like, he was, the guy.
I got all your money.
Yeah.
You better fucking vote for me.
Yeah, but he died and it's kind of crazy. So he died in 1978.
No, 1878.
1878. So the crazy thing about how he died is he died of cholera.
Mm-hmm. Which was pretty prevalent back then.
Right.
It was a lot of people.
Not like not like an uncommon thing back then.
Right.
However, and we'll get further into this in a little bit. He died within 3 days of being told he had it.
Oh.
So I think he caught it on a Tuesday and was dead on a Thursday. Or was diagnosed with it.
I do remember hearing that, yeah.
So,
which is extremely
quick,
fast.
Very fast.
I don't know much about cholera.
Well, from what I understand,
maybe it's not.
So what I've understood, and from the research I've done on a little bit, that cholera is actually kind of a multiple symptom, kind of a slow burn type thing.
Okay,
but it also resembles the same symptoms and death style as arsenic poisoning.
Oh.
Yes. So he died suddenly.
You go, Eliza.
we'll get into that. And then Eliza actually died 2 years later. Now the home itself has been used as multiple things.
Right. Well, so what happened is after Eliza died, they had no children, so they didn't have any heirs to leave this house to. So the house was actually left to what was called back then the Ladies Union Benevolent Association.
Right. And
what they did is they deemed it to become a home for the friendliness, in which it provided shelter for the area's homeless and distressed population.
So basically it became like a homeless, shelter, but and also like mainly a lot of it prostitutes lived there.
Fuck yeah.
And it was like an orphanage, a freaking home for the mentally ill.
If there was enough prostitutes there, they probably created the orphanage.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. I'm here all week, folks.
Oh, here we are. So, yeah, this place has a lot of energy. See, and I was hearing mixed. I was doing some research on this, and I was getting like different stories from different people.
Okay.
So some say that he caught it on Tuesday and died on a Thursday. Others say he caught it on a Thursday or was diagnosed on Thursday and died on a Saturday. So there's variations there.
Right.
That
was a long time ago.
Well, and I've also heard that like they didn't live there very long. I heard that they left there after like 2 years.
Okay.
But then I also heard that they lived there and he died in the mansion.
Right. The story I had heard is both of them died in the mansion.
Right.
Because she continued to live there after he passed.
Correct.
And then, like we said earlier, she died 2 years later.
But that is what's crazy about it is. So there is a little bit of a conspiracy. That he was a very stubborn man, shrill man, and that evidently he was going to leave everything that they had to everyone but Eliza, basically. So everything was going to be donated to this or that or given to this and this. And she didn't like that. So, he got that good dose of, this is all hearsay. I don't want to get sued. I don't know for sure. There's no real evidence. But, they say that he shouldn't have died from cholera that quickly. And that she had motive to do it. He got you would die quicker from cholera.
You die quicker from getting shot in the fucking head,
right? So cholera and like I said, cholera and arsenic have the same kind of symptoms and things, but arsenic acts very quickly.
Arsenic and old lace.
Yes, cholera does not. So
cholera, though, back then cholera was an epidemic worldwide.
Right.
I mean,
right. But that's what they're saying. Like,
so
he was perfectly fine.
I could see them jumping to the conclusion that he died from cholera.
Yes. And he was
not even investigating it. Well, which back then they didn't really.
Well, here's the thing too. Not only did, so like we said, cholera is a longer time period of sickness before you die. Arsenic is very quick if it's at certain doses,
Right.
Also, him being a shrill businessman, he made a lot of enemies. So, would they cover it up? I mean, from what I've heard, just the hearsay stuff and the people talking about things, he made a lot of enemies in that town. Right. Even though he was the big dog of town, a big dog's got fucking people trying to look for him too,
Yeah.
Once you get a big head on your shoulders, you start doing shit, pissing the wrong people off, and, next thing you know, you're gone. Because supposedly he was up perfectly healthy up until that day he got diagnosed with that, and then dead fucking 3 days later. So
that's crazy. I hadn't got into all that.
Yeah, I just kind of I was looking at a bunch.
Leave it to you to follow the death trail.
Hey, I got to do what makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But no, I just kind of wanted to get into some of the things. Yeah,
absolutely.
Some of the stuff that people may not know who look into it. Some of the, they were like you said, you didn't see none of that.
I didn't catch that.
I just kind of dove deep into things and started listening to other, and that, like back then, like you said too, would they have investigated as much as they would now? Probably not. You know what I mean? So that's a possibility, which in turn makes it that much more of that negative energy in this place. You know what I mean? Someone murdered there, basically. Possibly murdered there. We'll say possibly. Allegedly. I don't want to get freaking... I don't want to get freaking sued.
Oh, come on, Donald.
Allegedly.
That's awesome. So anyway, Eliza, Armstrong dies in 1878. Eliza dies in 1880. And they leave this place to the Ladies Union Benevolent Association. And they remained in with the property until 1895. In 1895, the house was converted into the Memorial Home for the Aged.
Old folks home.
Yeah, basically an old folks home. And what I had heard is, some of the stories I had heard about that is, they had turned it into a home for drug addicts and mentally handicapped people that, just a place for them to stay, not putting them two in the same bucket,
right?
But, just a place for them to stay. So this was 1895. So 100 years later, in 1995, this Ladies Union Benevolent Association needed more modern facilities for its residents and moved the aged home to another location. After that, the building was temporarily used as a group home for the mentally ill and substance abuse addicts, like I had just talked about. The building was sold to a private owner in 2004 with plans to turn it into a bed and breakfast facility. The interesting thing is, at this point, all the kids in the neighborhood deemed this place a haunted house. It was the house on the hill, the haunted house on the hill. And there were stories running all over town about, ghosts and spirits and specters and, spectacles, testicles, wallet, and watch.
Ooh, yay.
But this private owner bought it, and they were going to turn it into a bed and breakfast. Well, that never happened. It's still today. It's,
So I actually watched a interview with the current owner.
Mm-hmm.
And he was talking about, so when he bought the place, he's like, funny that they showed him 3 different places. They said he was going to buy a house in his town. And they showed him 3 different places. 2 of them were residential, and this one was considered a commercial place. But
this place was actually considered commercial?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
From what he said. So I guess it makes sense since they had it, as a old folks home, and then, I'm sure that.
That does make sense. Now that you say it.
So he said he's checked out these 2 houses or whatever. One was a brand new Victorian remodel house that looked amazing. The other one was an older one, needed work. But then the guy's like, "Hey, you might want to check this place out. I think you might like it." He said he remembers pulling up to it or whatever, and seeing it was completely grown over, but he kind of see the buildings through the trees. So when he got there,
can't see the forest through the trees.
Yeah. So when he got there, he walked inside, and when they start walking around, he kind of was like, "Oh, I'm going to buy this place." So it was like he was attracted to this place.
Get out.
It was more like put it in. But no, but no,
just the tip.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta quit. I'm gonna go somewhere else, but I'm not going to. Anyways, so he said that, he was drawn to the place. So he bought it, and he said when he first started staying there, he knew pretty much from the first night that it was haunted. He had a dog with him, his dog, and they would hear children laughing. It started off as faint.
What's your famous line there?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, hearing kids' laughter is one of the most amazing things in the world, unless it's 3 o'clock in the morning and you don't have any children.
Yeah. That shit happens at my house.
But no. So he said he started off he would hear faint children laughing and running around, or he'd hear someone.
Yeah.
At first, he didn't know it was children. He just heard some faint kind of running around, laughter kind of thing.
Right.
And he said one night he got up and it was 4 o'clock in the morning, and he was going to the bathroom, and he's got up to go to the bathroom, and the bathroom was down the hall. And it's a big place. You live in there by yourself. It's gonna be quiet, So him and the dog followed him. He's like, my dog was just following me, so I was,
Well, the dog needed to pee too.
Hey, we were walking to the bathroom. He's like, and then as I got closer to the bathroom, he could hear down from the corridor that it was clearly, distinctively, and it was a lot louder. Children laughing and running around and doing things.
He didn't make it to the bathroom, did he?
But
there's a puddle in the floor right now.
So what's cool about this is that this guy actually really. He enjoys telling people about the place, and he likes to let people come in and investigate and things like that because it's something that he enjoys.
Yeah, that's one thing that is cool about this place. Now, of course, I don't want you to think it's a cash grab or anything like that, but the owner does not live there. Now what he does is he opens the place up for paranormal investigations. Mm-hmm. Now he charges for this. He charges a daily rate or a weekend rate, and it's a little cheaper by the weekend, but it's still,
well,
you still got to pay.
You also got to think about it like this too. He is preserving this for us to enjoy,
right,
and us to be able to investigate. So that money goes to helping this place stay up as well.
Right.
So
the reason why this place never became a bed and breakfast was, and I actually watched an interview with him too, and he was talking about this. He hired several different contractors to come out and work on the house, and he never could get them to come back. Several would start on stuff and work there a couple days and then leave and never return. They started seeing weird things. They were hearing noises, seeing shadow people.
Well, then wasn't there one guy that like actually stayed there, and I think it was a contractor, and he was staying on the premises while he was doing work, and he said he heard somebody like clear as day be like, "I'll be there in a minute, sir."
Yeah, yeah.
And then he walked out into the looking for someone to.
Yeah, and there was nobody there. Yeah, it's kind of cool. We watched. I watched several different paranormal groups going through this place, and it was interesting. I mean, there was one that was kind of, I don't know, they kept replaying EVPs that I couldn't hear anything on, but then again, I'm deaf. So.
Well, and the main one they called was the Apex, right?
Apex, yeah. Apex Paranormal. And they were really good. Their take on it was, from a professional standpoint, they went in and it was kind of cool because those guys, it wasn't Apex that I was thinking of. There was two guys that were investigating it, and they knew a remote viewer that lived in Springfield.
I watched that one,
and it was kind of cool. They had her on speakerphone, and they were talking to her. Now, you could have easily set this up, but I think they were being legit, And they had this remote viewer, and she was talking about. I keep hearing the name Randy, and
Ray,
and and then she would say or Ray, and something about a red door on the left. And
she was talking about how she had she was feeling like pain in the left side of her lungs.
Yeah, like a respiratory, thing, and there was a red door on the left too. But so after they got off the phone with her, they didn't really think too much about it, but after they got off the phone with her, it dawned on them. They had a couple there in the house with them that was just there to kind of check it out with them. The man, his name was Randall Ray.
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
I don't remember his last name.
He's like, but I'm Randy Ray. Yeah,
but I'm Randy Ray. Everybody calls me Randy. Are you Randy, baby? Do I make you horny?
Oh, you Randy.
But anyway, sorry. Slight deviation.
Baby, yeah.
But then the lady was talking about how the lady that was with him, I don't know that they were together, but they were together, And the lady that was with him was like, I can kind of explain some of that. I have a respiratory
disease
problem,
or something,
like a disease in my left lung, and it makes it really hard to breathe. And it was kind of cool, watching it, because then these guys are like, "Holy shit!" How did even the Randy guy was like, "Okay, that lady's pretty good."
Yeah, she's good.
To be able to know that. Now, of course, that could have been set up for their video, but if it was legit, that's a cool thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
But they went through the house and they were catching little weird things here and there, and then the Apex Paranormal people.
That was who they
did
called.
A really good history on it.
Well, the owner actually called them in to do that.
Right.
The owner actually called them first. That was the first paranormal team to ever go into this place, and the owner was.
Oh, I didn't realize they were the first ones.
Yeah, they were the ones. Okay. They were the ones that the owner had originally called to come in and check it out, and let them know what was going on with the place.
That's cool.
And that same group you're talking about, they had a female with them, and she was doing some of the history of it,
Right.
And she was saying that they were staying there, they stayed in the place, and that there was a group called 3 Girls in the Dark or something like that. 3 Ladies in the Dark.
Soul Seekers.
Yeah, but there was 3 Girls in the Dark or something like that was the name of it. But anyway, they were there.
3 girls, 1 cup.
3 girls, 1 ghost.
Wow.
But anyways, so they were there. Wow. They were there and they were doing the investigation or whatever, but they had a camera set up in this room, and on it you can hear this kid saying
the fisting. Wait.
No, you can hear what sounded like a child's voice singing Eliza.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they said it was clear as day. which is freaking sweet. Yeah, I mean,
that's cool.
Because not only do you have, audio, but you also have a direct connection to the place with a name.
Right.
Of someone who's involved with that place.
Yeah.
It's really cool, but something that I wanted to say is that, like, because at first when I was kind of, we were talking about how much it costs to rent this place out.
Right.
I was thinking about that, and then I got thinking about it, I'm like, that goes to keep these places alive.
Right. It goes just for like, upkeep and stuff.
Well,
that's why I said this isn't a cash grab for this guy, because what little bit of money he makes off of, charging people to go in there, he doesn't have somebody in there every damn day. Right. So I mean, it's probably just helping him pay the taxes on the place.
I was gonna say, and then you got to make sure the building is safe for people to go in. Like we almost lost a very important building to us as far as the paranormal world goes not too long ago, but they wind up saving it. You know, so
we almost lost the Missouri State Penitentiary.
Exactly.
When the wall collapsed on it.
They have to keep these places up, and they're great places for us to go investigate and for us to be able to enjoy this stuff. So, guys, just remember that whenever someone's getting paid for this, there's a lot involved.
Yeah.
In keeping these older buildings up, standing.
They're not getting rich by no means.
Right. You got to be able to, because you got to think about it. They're paying for this place as well as where they live at. There's two homes there, or two places. So.
And also remember, when you guys are going to investigate this stuff, we talk about this all the time. Be respectful. Don't damage the property. Be respectful to the property, to the owner.
Right.
You're there as a guest, You wouldn't want somebody walking into your house and destroying stuff, or,
right.
Or whatever. So, just try and be respectful, have permission. Don't just break into these places. We know it happens. We know there's places out there that you can't get permission. It happens. But, if it's a place like this where it is actually a private residence that nobody lives in, don't go up there and break the damn window and get in there to just...
Right.
Call the owner. Say, hey, I'd like to come in and check it out.
Look at it like you would horror movies. We go to watch horror movies in a theater, because for us personally, we like going to the theaters. It's nostalgic. But you go there.
Ryan likes being scared.
Yes, I like pee-pee in my pants. But we go there.
Kind of like old boy and the dog on the way to the bathroom.
We go there to support these things.
Yeah. And
that's the thing. Like everyone listening to this, us included, we love the paranormal, we love horror, we love all the creepy stuff, all the macabre stuff. And in order to keep that stuff alive and keeping it with us, we need to help support it.
That sounds weird, keeping the paranormal alive.
Oh, that's a freaking new saying. We quote that that's ours.
That's us.
Keeping the
we're keeping the paranormal alive.
That's right. That's ours. Fuckers. But anyways, just supporting everyone is very important. And that's one reason why I want to do things like this, this show here, this episode, I should say, about these places, is even if it's not a huge, lot of detail into things, it brings light to them, and it gives you guys something to do, and it also helps keep this place open for everyone to enjoy. So if we can spread the word on that, that's what we're going to do, And this place is,
it's got some... it's got some cool stuff going on.
A lot of activity. And, everyone's scared of kids for some reason. Everyone's scared of ghost kids.
Yeah, there's been stories about Eliza still roaming the house, It's funny, you never really hear too many people talk about Armstrong, but,
right.
Eliza they talk about all the time. And she's said to roam the second floor of the building guarding the halls. Also on the second floor is a room that houses at least one child spirit who has been heard laughing and yelling.
What's crazy about that, too, is that, I was listening to him talk about that on one of the things. They're saying that, Eliza supposedly is very protective over a certain wing, but it's not even part of the original house that she actually lived in. It's part of the new renovation side. But that's where the kids were.
Yeah.
So, and they never had any children, so, right. Maybe she, Yeah. Now, the basement of this place is, they say, very, it's heavy.
Yeah, they claim it's the most haunted place in the building.
It got the original doors and stuff, so it's got like the actual. It's like the most original place in the building, as far as like the stuff that was there when it was first built. So,
yeah, the one group that was in there, the one girl was talking about how, like in the kitchen, especially like people with long hair, these ghosts like to mess with their hair,
right,
and like pull their hair and different things. Yeah,
they say that like
a cool place. I'd like to go up and check it out sometime.
And in the basement, they say there's a male apparition or entity that walks through the hallways and like laughing and stuff, and he'll mess with you a little bit. He'll taunt you and do some things like that. Yeah. So, nothing to be afraid of, but there's definitely something there for you guys to check out. So, we are probably eventually going to go check this place out. And do our own little investigation and shit. You guys should definitely go support them. You can get a hold of them. You can send them an email at beattiemansion@gmail.com. That's BEATTIEMANSION@gmail.com. And
yeah, they'd love to hear from you.
Try to set something up, go out there and do some investigating, have some fun with it. Go to their homepage. They got a bunch of stuff on there.
They've got a nice website. It's thebeattiemansion.com. You can go in and you can book tours, and they actually have a Halloween ghost haunt coming up October 27th and 28th. You can get tickets for that. There's overnight stays, 2-night stays. And there's just a lot of cool information on their website. It's very well put together.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, you guys should check it out.
Go check them out.
We're going to.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, guys, a lot of good stuff coming on. We got some important things we got to be doing too, so we got some cool stuff coming that we're excited about. Going to be interesting, fun times. It's that time of the year for us, guys. We're very busy. Got things going on that outside of the podcast world as well. Like JT told you, he's got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, I do. If I can fight off these damn spiders.
Oh, shit. Arachnophobia.
Yeah, it's bad.
But anyways, guys, that's the episode of Beatie Mansion. We love you guys. Don't forget to always go over to our YouTube page, everywhere else. Check them out. Like, subscribe, share. Leave a comment. Rate us on anything you can just to help us out. It really helps out the algorithm and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, guys, we love you. Thank you for your support, Horror Fam. More importantly, as always, until next time, keep it creepy.